My name is Roman Nikolaevich Sitnyak. I am a teacher of Gorlovka Institute for Foreign Languages. And today we're going to work together during an hour or an hour and 20 minutes. And frankly speaking, I don't see great difference between our session today and our lessons, because I see myself, I see Tatiana Valerievna, I see Rima, and that is all. If you have a chance to turn on the video, I would be really happy, because for teachers, it is always pleasant to see the participants. Yes, thank you very much, Oksana. I joke sometimes. I tell my students, no matter how terrible you look in the morning, I look worse. And because they're 18, 19, and they start smiling. Okay, so let's get started. I want to start, if you don't mind, I will speak English, because today we're going to discuss English issues. And if you have any questions, I'm always ready for questions. As I tell my students, if I know the answer, I will give you the answer. If I don't know the answer, I will go somewhere, find the answer, come and give you this answer. It will make you better and me. That's why I'm always open for questions. So I like to start with the idea that I'm not going to teach you, actually, because we are colleagues here. I know there are some students, but we have students of the 4th and the 5th year of studying. That is why we are nearly colleagues. And we are colleagues here, and I'll be happy to visit your webinars and trainings. Just if you need my participation, just give me a shout. I'm going to share my experience with you. I'm going to share my idea of teaching with you, and maybe you will take something useful from our training. I've been teaching for more than 20 years in our institute, and I'm still happy about teaching. And judging by my students' comments, they are pretty satisfied with my teaching. And my main secret is pretty simple. I like what I'm doing. That's all. And I let my students know that I like teaching them. I want my students to know that I like teaching them. Of course, I'm talking about the students who come to our lessons and work, because you can't teach students who are absent. So let's get started. I would like to start with the driving force of teaching, the main idea of teaching, learning, getting knowledge, with the thing that is the core of success, motivation. It's a rare happiness when we get students who are already motivated. I always thank God when I get such students. But mostly motivation depends on us, teachers, our ability to make our lessons varied and interesting. Of course, we have books, but no book will replace the teacher. No book will give us everything we need. No matter how great the book is, like that song, the book is not enough. The book is not enough. And we teachers should make our lessons more varied. So the idea of today's training is to take a look at easy, maybe, and effective ways to make our lessons dynamic, varied, and as a result, to get motivated students. I don't want you to learn the material I'm going to give you. I want you to pay attention to the material I'm going to give you. If you like it, take it. I'm not going to give you some theoretical ideas, difficult for understanding. I want to share my resources with you. And if you feel like using my resources, I will give them to you. Take, use, enjoy for the good of you and your students. Now I will start sharing my screen with you, and we will start working with the material I have prepared. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
That's fine. So number one is something that I guess make my lessons more relaxed. When students come to my lessons, they understand that they will have 5 or 10 minutes to relax, to unwind, to do something which is not directly connected with grammar or something very serious. I am talking about warm-ups. I'm talking about warm-ups, and I start my lessons with them. It's kind of a rule. Of course, there are different lessons, but I try to start every lesson of mine with a little warm-up. And today I have prepared a few, to be more precise, 15 little warm-ups that I can just send to our chat in this group, and you can copy them and use them in your lessons. Warm-ups can be absolutely different. They may be about grammar, lexical material, about life. It's about anything you want. For example, I get students who are very weak. They say, I don't speak English at all. I say, okay, I have a very simple task for you. Write 5 things that you can put in a mug. So, for example, you take a mug. I can explain them, by the way, what the difference is between a mug and a cup. And then I say, look around, think of 5 things you can put in a mug. For example, you can put some flowers like tulips. Or if you have your friend hamster at home, you can also put it in a mug. And I give students a minute or two. By the way, again, I will explain you how we work. We use Google Meet all the time, and I'm sorry to cover you, we use Telegram. For example, we have access group. My access group, I have about, I can even show you, sorry, I will make a little step aside. I will show you. So I have an access student group. We have about 20-something students because some of them were expelled. They didn't want to attend. You see them here. They missed a lot of classes, and we decided that we would take some students from the reserve that were very active. And I have a group of students. They are schoolboys and girls from 13 to 16 years. And we have our lessons twice a week. So I have a group of students who think that they will spend 2 useful years together with me. And we have our group, Access. Every lesson we start with a little warm-up, and they send me the results to this group. So when we work together, we have our Meet group here with my students, and we have our Telegram group here. It's very, very comfortable. If we scroll up here at the beginning of our lessons, give me a second. Yeah, the 23rd of March, that was just a week ago. I sent them a picture of a car and then asked them to give 3 pluses, 2 minuses of having a car. You see, and they sent me the variants. The same about this warm-up. I give them 1 minute, write 5 things that you can put in a mug. And even if the student is very weak and he says, she says, I don't speak English, they can send you 5 objects they can put in a car. Or, for example, write 5 things that you can touch from the place where you are sitting or lying. So I'm here, I can touch the table, for example. I give them examples. I can touch the floor if I bend down. I can touch my nose. And they send 5 things they can touch from the place where they're sitting or even lying. You see here, I put the smile, and this emoji is smiling and crying because I can't see my students all the time, like today, yes? I can't see all of you. I can see only 2 or 3 of you. Maybe you are sitting and you are working, or maybe you are lying and snoring. I don't know. That is why I tell my students from the place where you're sitting or lying. Or, for example, I have another group. I have Project Svetlo, and I also have 18 students here, also schoolboys and girls. And my first lesson, I decided to start with this warm-up. You see, I knew that half a group are the schoolboys and girls. They don't read, don't speak, they don't understand English very much. That is why I decided to start with this kind of warm-up. You have 2 minutes, write as many things you can see as a photo as you can. Even if your English is not very good, if it is really bad, you can look at the photo and you can write some words like a boy, a laptop, a guitar, a flower, and so on. So, and I watch, when I give a task to them, I watch all of them to participate. One more time, look. I absolutely sure that there can't be a situation when students are at the lesson, but they don't participate. If we have a lesson, if we have students, I put some marks here, you see ticks, dots, circles, and so on. And it means that every student officially gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers during the lesson. This is only officially. And not officially, when I ask them something little, not very important. So every student participates about 10 times during the lesson. So I remember my lessons at school, and sometimes if you sit quietly, the teacher won't ask you at all. This is not possible at our lessons. So, and if you give them a task, you should control that all of them send you several nouns or several things they can see in the photo. Even if one student doesn't participate, this is kind of fault, you know. You should understand it and take the student, make him or her speak. So, or for example, write 5 nouns you see in the picture. For example, girls, kitchen, and the difference is when they send you 2 nouns, you say, now add 2 adjectives to each noun you wrote. For example, girls, happy girls, young girls, kitchen, modern kitchen, light kitchen. And you explain them that in English, the word order is adjective plus noun. And if in this warm-up, the task is just name. In this warm-up, you add something about grammar and explain them. And of course, you can work with vocabulary. You explain them what is fluffy, what is sticky, what is smooth, what is light, what is heavy. And then you ask them to write examples of fluffy things like rabbit, hamster, whatever, and sticky things, and they start thinking of combination of words. You can simply give them animals. If I want them to learn the words big, middle, tiny, enormous, huge, small, I take the photos of animals that correspond to these words, and then I ask them match the size words with the pictures. And then, sorry, I have problems with my throat. Then they do it. And write the names of 6 things that from tiny to enormous. And for example, they write me tiny, a pen, small, a cup, then middle, they will write me this, that, and it will take you up to 10 minutes at the beginning of the lesson. Write rules of behavior for the museum visitors. How should you behave when you are in a museum? When you work with modal verbs, should, can, can't, must, or mustn't, and so on. So you can create all these warm-ups. I made up myself. I didn't take them from books, method guides. They just came to my mind and I put them on the paper, or in our case, on Word file. Yeah. First book, first horror film, you see, my firsts. I give them structure and I ask them, for example, tell me, I start myself as an example. I got my first, for example, bicycle when I was 10. I made my first, and I look, what can I take? I made my first serious decision when I was 16. I decided to go to the Institute for Foreign Languages. So this is also can be your warm-up. And you can have a short warm-up. You can have a longer warm-up, which is connected with some grammatical or lexical topics. For example, write 5 important events or turning points in the life of a person and the best age for these events. For example, starting school, 7 age, buying first bicycle, then getting married, I don't know, having children, and then you ask them to surf the internet. For example, find a photo on the internet with the activity without age limits. So some activities that you can do when you are very young, when you are very old. And one girl sent me this photo. She said you can eat during your whole life, no problems. So if you find some interesting thing to make your students busy, happy, and to make them learn new words, new constructions, new combinations, you can make it a little warm up. For example, you take different activities and ask your students, are you good at managing your activities? Which of these activities would you do from morning till night? First, second, third, and so on. And they work. Pluses, minuses. By the way, I will send it to this Word file to our chat. And if you see here 3 sums, it means that you can take this activity, change, for example, topic, change pictures, not the bus, but anything, sport, music, whatever. And you can replace that topic and you can keep on this activity. The same about, for example, I'm sorry, I hope you're not dizzy, this photo. You can take any photo you like, yes? And it will mean that you will have several warm-ups. So yeah, this is warm-up about the cars, by the way. I showed you. Yes, my students got it. And you know, a very good thing in online work that at school, when they were at school, you prohibited them to use mobile phones. Now, I ask them to use mobile phones and they like it at the lessons. I give them, for example, the task. Go to the internet, find a car you really like, send us a photo and make a little presentation. And I gave them about 7-10 minutes. And they sent me a lot of cars with presentations. Of course, some students made short presentations. Some students made long and detailed presentations. The good idea about this task is that students who are strong, students who are weak, take part in this task and they do this task on their own level. Students who are not very good, they take 1-2 sentences and it's okay. Students who like English very much, they can use 5-7 sentences. See, Bogdan here, I always ask Bogdan to send me less information, but he is very active and he really likes English. And he writes 3 times more than other students. Okay, no problem. So you can use this task, but this task, for example, will take you about 20 minutes at the beginning. So you will find here 15 very simple, very understandable and clear activities that you can use as warm-ups at your lessons. You know, I took this word from one film. If you watch this film, it's How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and with Matthew McConaughey. And there was one woman, she was the boss. And when she gave the task to the main character, she said, the sky is your limit. It means you can do what you really want to do. I offer you, or I suggest, not offer, I suggest. The difference is that when you offer something, you don't do it yourself. I suggest you trying warm-ups. Warm-ups are kind of icebreakers at your lessons. And you can try these warm-ups. You can take any of them you like and make the start of your lesson very interesting. And all your students, I just want you to remember this, all your students should participate. Somebody will write you 1 sentence, somebody will write you 10 sentences, but they will all participate. And frankly speaking, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess I can send it to our chat. We have our chat. Give me a second. No? Maybe I should make it like this. The only thing I don't really like about... I sent a couple of...
У вас на відео вміті відправити файл.
I sent a couple of files. I did it. Sometimes I succeeded, sometimes I didn't. You know, that is why I don't know. Tatiana Valerievna, will we have a chance? Are you with us? Or the group of technical support? Tell us, please, if we have a chance to give these materials to teachers and they will be able to download it from some site, maybe. Добре, я українською. Група технічної підтримки. Скажіть, чи є в нас такий варіант, щоб я ці матеріали кудись скинув і вчителі обрали собі ті, які їм до вподоби?
Перекиньте до телеграму, я розміщу.
Де ви розмістите їх?
Ссылку в чаті.
Ссылку в чаті. Добре. Тобто зараз можете, you can take, as soon as it is here, you can take the link from the chat, and there I will send all the materials I'm talking about today. And these warm-ups and some other materials. Okay? Good. So let's go on. Again, I'm talking about something that you can add to your lessons. I'm not trying to replace the lessons you deliver with my material. No, just additions to make it more varied. The second type of tasks I use, it can be kind of home assignment, but you should start it at the lesson. I call it projects, and you know that projects now are very popular in, I don't know, at schools, at universities, in our country, in different countries. So look, I call this project the history of my gadgets, devices, and games. And I also created it. I didn't take it from anywhere. I don't know. A lot of materials I show you, I created them. I didn't go to any. That's why you can use them. I officially allow everyone using my materials. No risks of plagiarism, nothing. Okay. So you see, we have a table with the first column is my age, when I was 1 year, when I was 3, when I was 4, and I decided to stop when I was 16. So when I was 1 year, and then the name of the gadget. When I was 1 year, I got a drum. Who or where did you get it from? I was too small. I don't remember. By the way, I can make it bigger a little bit for you to see it better. I was too small. I don't remember. What did you do with it? I drummed from morning till night. What happened to it? My parents hid it from me. Of course, they were shocked because they didn't have peace and quiet. When I was 3 years, I got a plastic boat. My grandma presented me with it. I played with it in the bathroom. I lost it somewhere. So, students, no matter how well they speak English, they can, of course, give their age. They can give the name and even the photo of some gadget or device or game they had at this age. They can write you when or where they got it, what they did with it, and what happened. And this is really the story of my toys. Yes, when I was 1, I got a drum, then I got a plastic boat, plastic soldiers, ancient people. Then I had 3-wheel bike, a watch. I was very proud. Yes, someone stole my watch. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? Give me a second. These materials can also be changed and so on. Someone stole it at a lesson of physical training. When I was 10, I got my first bike. Era Lucas, yes. Then I got a camera, I got fishing rod, and I got a guitar. I still have it with me, this guitar. I'm 44 now, but I have this guitar, And I play this guitar, you know. During my whole life, I live with this guitar. And I was 16, I got a Monopoly board game. Yeah. So you can start, you can present. By the way, it is very important for a teacher to break the ice. To break the ice means to be the first one, because when you give them the task and then they just sit and wait for them to start, they can never start. Break the ice, be the first one, give them the example. And that's why I spent a couple of hours. I presented them the story of my toys. Then I sent them blank. You see? The same, the story of toys, but without, no, it's empty. So at the next lesson, they presented me with the stories of their own gadgets, devices, and games. You know, I gave this project to my school students, 13, 14, 15. I gave this project to my university students, 19, 20, 21. And they equally were successful in presenting their gadgets. I'm really in favor of some activities that do not depend on the level of English and on the age. No matter how well you speak English, no matter how much you know about this life, there are some tasks that are really interesting for students of all ages. Even and they're interested, of course, when the teacher tells them about their own gadgets, devices, and so on. So if you try this, I'm sure I'm giving you here the ideas that I have already tried with my students, with several groups, several age groups. And these activities worked out really well. Only so they have been tested already. And now I'm sharing them with you. They're interesting for students. Or, for example, one more activity. It is connected with video. I haven't mentioned videos today, but I will. All my students know I really like vocabulary and I'm crazy about videos. I don't know why, but when I was a student, we had video once a semester or once a year. And that's a real shame. And when I started teaching, I immediately decided that my students would get enough videos, enough audios, enough pictures, descriptions, enough. So, you know, sometimes I understand I'm not teaching them English. I'm teaching them life in English. And nowadays, you know, that second language acquisition, it is called, yeah, is very popular. By the way, after I have had practice in the United States, I spent 6 weeks in New York University. Then I had practice in Estonia, in 2 or 3 universities. And after that, I even came to our institute and started second language acquisition as the discipline. And this is a very good idea. I'm sure you know the situation when your students and you somehow forget about English. You forget that you speak English. You discuss some interesting events. You discuss some interesting things, birthdays, parties, and you forget that you use English. You want to give a piece of life, yeah, to the teacher, to your students. And this kind of communication is called second language acquisition. Acquisition, тобто надбання, it's not learning, it's acquisition when your children acquire knowledge. Okay, and I will show you the video, which is the beginning part of a project. It is about 2.5 minutes. I want you to watch this video from the beginning to end. And then I will give you the idea of this project. You're welcome. Let's just enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have the sound?
Yes.
That's a good idea, because, you know, sometimes I'm happy because you are watching it and you're not happy because you don't have sound.
There's a palace in my town and a shopping center. There's a university. There's lots to do and see. There are cafes and restaurants and a museum too. Let's go to the cinema. Welcome to my town. Let's go to the playground. Let's go to the library. Come and read a book with me. Let's go to the station and see the trains waiting. Let's see the cathedral and all the happy people. All the happy people. Look at all the happy people. All the happy people. Look at all the happy people. There's a hospital, a swimming pool, and a market every day. Let's go to the theater, let's go and see a play. There's a bridge by the river, and a park by the school. There's a police station and a football stadium. Welcome to my town. Let's go to the playground. Let's go to the library. Come and read a book with me. Let's go to the station and see the trees waving. Let's see the cathedral. All the happy people. All the happy people. Look at all the happy people. All the happy people. Look at all the happy people. Welcome to my town.
Okay. So I also call such kind of videos motivating videos. You know, of course, when I was watching this video with my students for the first time, one girl told me, Roman Nikolaevich, I cried. And she said, I'm from Liman. I said, I'm from Bakhmut. So, and you know the situation. I'm sure that most of you understand that our places right now are far away from us. But it doesn't mean that I can't pick 10 photos of my native place, show it to you, and invite you to my beautiful native town, maybe after the war. You see? And we discussed our native places with my students. By the way, during the lesson, when I had this video, we had a guest, an American teacher from, I don't remember the state. She was a school teacher. And she also presented, she did this home assignment together with my students. And next time she presented us with her own town. So I asked my students after this video to think about their hometown, about their town where they are maybe. You know, that our students now are everywhere. I am in Alexandria. Some of my students are here too. Some of them are in Kiev, in different places, in some village near Lviv, you know. And then they take their phone, they go out to the street, they take photos of their village, they send it to me. And the next lesson, we discuss the places we are. Of course, while discussing, while watching these videos, we use English. We use such words as forest, field, library, railway station, big, beautiful, great, gorgeous, awesome. We use adjectives, we use adverbs, we use constructions. They ask me questions. Then, by the way, you can go, today I will give you also example of internet use. And you can go to the internet and also get very interesting parts of your lessons from there. So I call this project video. It is given by LTC. There are some sites that are happy when we come and take some variants for videos, materials. That's why no risks here, absolutely. So, and of course, you get a video about something that is close to our children, about their birthdays, about their families, about their pets, about their school, about, I don't know, computer games. And after that, you ask your children to make a short presentation about the same thing in their life. So the second type of activities after warm-ups are projects. If warm-ups are the beginnings of our lessons, the projects are usually given at the end of our lessons, because it may take children an hour or two. Yes, that is why you give them this idea at the end of the lesson. You present maybe your own variant. I also presented children Alexandria city, town, whatever. And yes, and believe me, a lot of problems, they appear not because the children don't want to do something. They have no idea how to do it. You ask them to do something and they sit and wait and they don't know. And if you give them the example, if you give them structure, if you start the sentence and leave the ending for them to complete, you will get the result. Okay. So, you know, at the beginning, when I got the idea that I was going to give you training, I thought, oh my God, what I'm going to tell them about. Now, I think, oh my God, how can I get enough time to tell you about what I want to tell you about? The third point that you can add to your lessons, of course, the internet links. I will just give you some ideas. I can also give you these internet links like this. I don't know. You are welcome. You can take them from our chat. At the end of the lesson, they will disappear. But now you can just copy them. Yeah, copy them to any Word file on your computer. You mark them. You click copy them. Then you make any file on your table. You open it, and you simply copy. Yeah, that's it. Now you've got it. Okay. I think you don't have problems with.
Yes.
Copy. Yeah, that's clear. And you know, I will also talk to our group of technical support for them to provide us from some kind of platform where you can get it. For example, do you remember just a minute ago we worked with? Okay, you're welcome. I told you about the video about my town. Yeah, look here. I have a good copy. I have a good link for you. You go to the internet. So you put it here. You click, and you will get a very interesting online. I will use случайное колесо. It is in Russian. I'm sorry. I couldn't make it sound English. And this is about town places. You have this wheel, you spin it. You do it together with your students on your computer. And, by the way, give me a second. I ask them to write the answers in Telegram. Every place we see, they write, for example, what do we have here? Yeah, we have a castle, and they write, for example, a castle. Then comma, and they wait. And I say, for example, I give them 30 seconds to understand what it is, a castle, and then I delete it. And then we spin the wheel again. And then we have the second place in the city. For example, that's kind of a joke. That's cinema. This is the only place where we have the word. And they also write here, cinema, comma, and we continue. So you understand how it works. Yeah. And we spin this wheel until we have all these places done. And we have small, this wheel becomes not smaller, but it has got at the end 1 or 2 places. And then when our students have all these places here and so on, they send. I'm not going to send it to my group because my students will ask me, what am I doing? Yes. But they send it to our group and we check it together. So when I'm sure that in every book we have the same city or town, and you have all these places. swimming pools, shops, museums, rivers, squares, and so on and so forth. So this is the first point you can take here. Then give me a second. The next one is a resource. You can use it not just for one, you can use it during a year or 2 years. This is Free School on YouTube. And have you ever worked with Free School? It gives you a lot of videos. Okay, this is YouTube. You don't need this. Okay, but in this Free School, you have a lot of videos for your students. You can take a lot of different topics, supported with interesting videos. So you see, they started the video about bees. Yeah, you can choose video, you can choose shorts, playlist, channel. No, you can use Free School to support your lessons with dozens of very interesting videos. So I would use it. If you study, for example, the USA, you can take different states, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Georgia, Connecticut, whatever. So this is a very good resource for videos. Here you will find maybe even hundreds of videos. That is why you are always welcome. Use this resource. One more link I would like you to pay attention to is Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle, it means the site where you can get videos and you can get different tasks for these videos. They're kind of quizzes. Give me a second. Okay, Edpuzzle. I registered here. You will have to register, and then you can work here, and you can also choose any videos. For example, I chose a video about very popular girl today, Wednesday. I am sure that 99% of your school students and 100% of university students watched some videos about Wednesday. Sorry. And when you watch this video, do you see we have little drops here? This video will stop at these points and you will be given a little quiz. Give me a second. I will have to use another type of demonstration. I will stop my demonstration and I will have to use special demonstration for this file. Edpuzzle. Share the screen. Now you can hear the sound. You can make it bigger. Can you see the picture well?
Yes.
Okay. And you push the button and you watch the video and you hear here white drops. So here the video will stop and here you will have a question with variants to answer. For example,
Welcome, honored guests. My name is Wednesday Adams.
So the girl's name is Wendy Adams or Wednesday Adams. You choose Wednesday Adams, submit, yes, and continue.
I live in this house, the Adams mansion, with the rest of my family.
So she lives in a mansion, в особняку, or in a castle, у замку. If you choose the wrong variant, you will have red. Continue.
Let me show you around. This is the main entry hall. Me and my brother Pugsley find it useful to practice sword fighting here.
So Wednesday and Pugsley practice sword fighting in the main entry hall or in the main mansion stairs. You choose the answers, you submit. So wrong answer, that was the main entry hall. And you watch this video. And if you understand how it works, oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second. I will get back. Give me a second. I will get back to my usual demonstration. because I want you to see everything, not just this file. Okay. So if you work with Edpuzzle, you can use just the site edpuzzle.com. And here we have the first page. Here we also have a lot of video puzzles. It's not just video, about video, it's about video and questions. But the good news here that you can choose subjects. You can choose English, general education, art, algebra, whatever, music, religion. For example, I choose English. Yeah. Then grade levels. You can even use variants for the kindergarten kids, kindergarten, pre-kindergarten. And then you hear the first grade, for example, I choose, and even students, higher education. The level of English will depend on it. So you choose, for example, the 7th grade. Yeah. I don't choose the country or source. Yes, and I have a choice. Give me a second. 7th grade, save. Yeah. And they give me different videos for this 7th grade. I choose the video I like most, and I will watch these videos. For example, the Serious Friends. And again, like Wednesday, we're watching these videos. The video stops here, and you together with your students do this puzzle. Okay, so you have two types of videos now. If you go, for example, if you choose free school YouTube, you will choose just the videos. If you choose this Edpuzzle, you will choose videos like quizzes videos. And of course, if you work with students whose English level is okay, you can go to online newspapers. And you will be surprised, but some best newspapers in the world are at your disposal online. For example, I can easily, with my students, go to the official site of New York Times. I don't know if you can read it, maybe it is too small, but here you choose any topic you like. This is, you see here, Wednesday, March 29, the 29th, 2023. So this is today's paper, New York Times, World, US, Politics, New York, Business, Opinion, Science, Health, Sports, Arts, Books, Style, Food, Travel, whatever. Yeah, by the way, if you open your book you work with, you can find in your content of your book, you will find something you can find in New York Times: food, travel, sports, health, and so on. So you choose anything you like. For example, you choose sports, yeah? And you read with your students the latest news. Of course, the level of the students should be good enough. And you work, and here you will have different, and basketball, you have tennis, so you read anything you like. So welcome to the New York Times newspaper. It is really easy to get information from one of the best newspapers on the world, just like this. Okay. So New York Times. Then you know that our children, they use English the way they like. That is why I prefer giving them some dictionaries where you can get good pronunciation. Like, you know, I don't need even the link. If I just put here, you will see Oxford Dictionary. I always use Oxford Dictionary, and I recommend it to my students to get a good pronunciation of some words. For example, if we take the word, yeah, admire, and here we have, I'm sorry, again, I need to stop my demonstration and again to start a new demonstration. One moment. Yeah. Now you will be able to hear this. And here you get British variant.
Admire, admire.
And American.
Admire, admire.
Yes? Can you hear this? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. I need your participation from time to time. And if, for example, you need to show your students the difference between admire and when they want to see admirable, you tell them, hang on, guys.
Admirable,
Admirable.
admirable.
And so Oxford Dictionary is really good for pronunciation issues. Okay, good. So let me back my whole screen. Yeah. Okay. So, and one more thing I want you to take as one of your, I don't know, tools. Sometimes we don't need dictionary. I want you to start using an interesting and wonderful world of Google Photos. For example, you want to explain children the meaning of some word, and you can go to Google and write this word. For example, I wanted my students to see the difference between kitchen utensils. So kitchen utensils photos. And you don't need dictionary. You will see here kitchen utensils. Here we have different knives, different spoons, whatever, frying pans, saucepans, and so on. And my students ask me, what's the difference between kitchen utensils and kitchen appliances? And I told them, let's take a look. These are kitchen utensils. And these are kitchen appliances. These are mixers, yes, food processors, and so on. So mainly these are kitchen appliances, and these are kitchen utensils. So you can use Google Photos to show you the word you want in English. Yeah. So anything, you see, even if you put down some abstract ideas like sleepless, they will show you the idea of sleepless. Okay, good. So you see, sometimes you need a dictionary, and sometimes you can use our internet as your dictionary. The last thing here, I want you to get the idea of quiz online. I'm not giving you any link. I just want you to understand that online is a great power. If you want any kind of quiz online to do with your children, you write what kind of quiz you want, then you add quiz online, and you will get a quiz. For example, do you remember I told you about cars? I gave warm-up about cars to my students. And now, if I, car logos quiz online, and I did this quiz with my students, I said, guys, are you good at logos, car logos? They, yes, of course. We know all car logos. I said, there were about 25 of us. I said, okay, we have 42 car logos and 10 minutes. Let's play quiz. Mercedes-Benz, right. Ferrari, here. The Jaguar, here. Mitsubishi, here. Saturn. I have no idea about Saturn. I don't know, but they knew. Они знали. So that is why Saturn, if I choose this one, yes, this will be mistake. So if you want kind of quiz, you go to Google and put down, for example, animals. Okay, animals, quiz online. And they give you some kind of quiz. For example, quiz for children. For example, I choose kind of this quiz. And you have start quiz, and you read the questions, you choose the answers. So internet gives you hundreds, maybe thousands of different quizzes online. And if you are working with sport, yeah, you're working with some book, and unit number 7, for example, yeah, events. You take events in the history of Ukraine or in the history of the United States. So I want you to believe me, internet is a never-ending source for your material, for your lessons. Because, for example, the book Headway, yeah, you know this book. This is really good. I like it. I like Headway student elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, but Headway takes about 30% of my lesson. And the next 70%, I make my students busy with different tasks. Okay. So no changes. The next thing I wanted you to take to get acquainted with cutouts. I call them cutouts. I advise you to have a lot of different books, electronic books, at your disposal. Give me a second. I want to find. For example, I have a lot of different books. I have books on grammar. I have books inside out, beginner, intermediate, and so on. I have Headway books. I have a lot of different books. And if I need some a piece of material, I go to these books. I open them. Give me a second. Just it's coming. Okay. And for example, I want speaking anecdote. I want a piece of information for my students. And I want to send this piece of information to our Telegram group for them to work with this listening, because first they do the task and then they make a short presentation about the best festival or about any festival they like. And what I do here you should understand that there are some, give me a second, some phrases here for you. No, not here. One moment. Yep, cutouts. So the best phrases for you to remember if you want to get something from your books, these phrases are вилучити, конвертувати, обрізати відео і ще save from. Why am I saying this to you? Because you go to the internet, and I know that some of you use these variants, but if you write, for example, вилучити, yeah? Вилучити сторінки з PDF, and you choose, for example, one program. So they want you to choose. No, you can choose or you can do like this. Give me a second. You can take your book and you can put it here. So then you should wait for 1 minute or maybe less, I don't know. It depends on the size of your book. If the book is big, you will have to wait for a minute. If the book is small, it will take half a minute or 15 seconds. And you see this purple bar or purple line. And when it comes to the end, the book is going to be ready for work. So you choose видобути сторінки. Видобути. And you have these pages here. So I need, for example, page, give me a second, 41. I need page 41. So I start looking for it. This, where is it? This is page 42. Okay. Видобути сторінку. And they will do it for me. Now I can download this page, not now. And then you come to your downloads and you have this page. Yeah, here it is. If you want to work with the page really well, this is PDF file, but you need JPEG to feel comfortable. That's why you need another word. You need the word, give me a second. Де наш чат? Here. You need the word конвертувати. The first one was вилучити. Now конвертувати. So you write конвертувати PDF JPEG. You also choose the first, the second you like. And you send this photo, give me a second. Yeah, this photo here. It wants me to choose. Okay, I will choose downloads. One moment. Okay, I will choose another one. It doesn't matter which one you choose. You simply choose the file. Yeah, like this. So, and you have the same page, but in JPEG file. Why JPEG file? Because you can easily cut this file the way you like. You can make like this. You can make like this. And you save it. Save it in your downloads. Yeah, replace. That's it. So you wanted this piece of information from this page, from the whole page. And now you have it here. Here it is. And you can send this piece of information to your students, to our access group, for example. Yes, and your students will work with it. I will delete it because they will start doing this assignment. Okay, good. So one more time, to remember this process, you just start writing in Google вилучити, конвертувати, обрізати. And of course, I'm sure that you are using save from. Save from, some people who don't speak English, they call it save from. Save from, it's a very easy way for you to take some videos from YouTube. Save from, this is also, I'm sorry, layout is wrong. Save from, yeah, here, save from net. You take the video you like, you find the video you like on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, then you copy it here, save. We need something else. No, I will show you like Alex. Any kind of video, I don't know. Give me a second. Animal video, YouTube. If you find some interesting video on YouTube, I usually try to find something not very big, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, let's say 10 minutes. Give me a second. So if you find the video you like on YouTube, you copy it, you go to save from, you put this video here, And in several seconds, you can download here this video. Yeah, that's very easy because you will need special programs to download videos. But if you save from, that is easy. You come here and you watch here this video on your computer. And so on. Okay. Now, one more thing I want you to be familiar with. You have a video. Imagine I had a situation when I have video consisting of 4 parts. But this video was too big to send to my students. And when I started demonstration on my computer, this video was too big and it started to play up. So you can also cut the videos on your computers just online without any great problems. Give me a second. By the way, cutouts, I have here a lot of different photos, pictures from books. I showed you how to do it. And depending on the topic, I sent them to my students. So videos. For example, you go online and you want to cut the video. For example, обрізати. Обрізати video online. The same, you choose the program. Usually the first program is okay. And you choose the file. You have this video. For example, I need the second part. Give me a second. We have a video, elementary level, about a day in life. But I want the second part of this video from 2 minutes 11 to, for example, I watch this video. I watch, and then it stops. I have 4 minutes 27. Okay, so you go online, you have this video, and you choose 2 minutes 9 or 2 minutes maybe 8, and you choose from this side 4 minutes 27. Save. It will take some time to save this video. Again, half a minute, maybe 1 minute. Okay, you save it on your computer. Here you see that you have 5 seconds to wait. And now you can go, close this video, and you have this video, and this video is cut to the size you need. Instead of 4 different parts that are 10 minutes, you have 1 part, which is 2 minutes, 18 seconds. And you show this video to your students. Okay. I understand now. I will not have enough time. Maybe we will need the second training for this. So, but one more thing I want you to understand. I want you to know. I told you that I'm really crazy about videos. Do you remember I showed you my lessons, my group? Look, these circles means that we watched the video and then my students commented on this video. You see, here we have 10 lessons and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. It means that at 8 lessons out of 10, we watched videos. And a lot of teachers, they are kind of not afraid. They just don't have great desire to watch the video because they believe that to each video, you need a lot of very difficult tasks. Yes? So we watch the video with my students nearly every lesson. And our usual task is give me 5 facts about this video, 5 any 5 facts about this video. If you liked his cap, you say, Alex has got a beautiful cap. That's all. Alex has got a bicycle. This man lives in New York. Yeah, he works from morning. So I don't care what kind of information you liked in this video. I just need 5 sentences about this video. Yesterday, for example, we watched videos about time zones with my students. At the previous lesson, we watched a video about baking. And I just want you to show different, these 5 facts or something. Give me a second. We have a lot of, one more, by the way, one more thing. I want you to understand that it is a good idea to give children a lot of tasks, not one long task, but a lot of short tasks. For example, I watch them videos about insomnia. About insomnia, no, I don't have it here, yeah, but some kind of sleeping. And then they write me sentences, like Koля, for example, writes, some illness called insomnia. Yes, he has a mistake here. Some illness is called insomnia, but I don't correct all the mistakes, because if you correct 10 mistakes, the child will lose desire to continue reading. Do you understand what I mean? Can you imagine that every second word you say, Ron, Ron, Ron? No, and it will ruin his motivation. That is why, yes, he has written me 5 sentences. Great. Misha wrote more sentences. And then somebody writes 5 short sentences. Dasha, for example, writes essays every time together with Bogdan. So Andrei wrote a lot. So strong students, weak students, middle students, all of them can do this task. And they do these tasks at the level they like. But they are active. So that is why, you see, I have a lot of videos. For example, I have hundreds of different videos of beginner levels. I just go online and download different videos from the internet. I have videos, I have maybe 500 videos. And I try to show short videos to my students every lesson. And imagine after 2-3 years, they watch videos, they understand it easily, and it's a piece of cake for them. So that is why, if you, by the way, on our official site, we have my address and sometimes even my phone number. If you need a lot of videos, write to me, find me, I will send you a lot of videos on different levels, and you will start showing them to your students. I do like videos. So, I don't know, I also used the last time. Do you remember such kind of game when we were little kids to find differences in 2 photos? I don't know why, but a lot of teachers don't use them at the lessons. Look, that's pretty easy. Yeah? You show them photo, and they try to find, no, these are answers, sorry. Here. And they try to find the differences between the first photo and the second photo. Then, after 5 minutes, you show them the answers, yes, and you discuss them. You can take photos, kind of cartoons, yeah, like little pictures. You can use photos just on the internet site. If you go here, for example, give me a second, find wrong layout. Find differences, pictures, yeah? Okay, and here you have different sites with these pictures. I like this one, for example. Give me a second. I can send it to you. Copy. Where's our chat? Chat. You're welcome. You can copy this link, and there you will find different pictures and answers for your students. And I don't know, you will make a couple of your lessons more interesting. Okay. So unfortunately, yes, we are even 4 minutes longer on air than it is expected. So, you know, I'm not going to change anyone's way of teaching completely. You use books, use books. You have your own way of teaching, you are always welcome. But with the help of these little things like warm-ups, different projects, internet links, different cutouts from interesting books. Oh, by the way, about photos, I'm sorry, I missed one moment at my lessons. I give students photos and we describe photos with them. It's such a shame I can't send it to you. No. But I can show it to you. For example, I give them a photo of a boy and I give them main ideas how to describe a photo. For example, I see somebody, I see a boy. He's in a park. He is sitting and reading. I like reading books. So all I want my children to do, I can't send you photos, but I can send you text files. Okay. So even if the child doesn't speak English really well, he can continue the sentence, I see. Yeah. For example, I see a girl, I see a boy, or I see a man, I see a woman. They are where they are. They are near the sea. What are they doing? They are running and speaking. I like running, and so on. And then you give them different photos. I see a boy, he's in the kitchen. He is drinking juice and watching news. I like surfing the net in the morning. I see a girl, she's in the kitchen. She is cooking and listening to music. I see a boy and a girl, they are in the kitchen. They're eating and watching cartoons, maybe. So you give them formula and then you give them photos. For example, you can discuss the first photo, the second photo, and number 3, number 4, you can give them as home assignment. No problems. Okay. And next lesson, you give them one more, the same thing, but some other photos like this. Next lesson, the same formula, but different photos. I see a boy, he is in the car, he is driving and eating. She is working and sleeping. She is cleaning and listening. They are sitting and reading, and so on. So describing photos can be also a very interesting activity. But no matter what kind of activity you give them, start yourself. Give them example. Don't just explain them theory and then you're welcome, give me the answer. No, be the first who will give the answer and they will follow you. Okay. So that's not all. Usually I say, that's all I wanted to tell you today. No, that's not all. Maybe in the future we will have more chances and I will have more interest. These are not all ideas I use in my lessons. These are the ideas to fill 1.5 hours together with you. But believe me, if you are given a chance to make your students really like your lessons, make it. I understand. I'm an alive person. Some people say, we all have our business. We have family, we have life, we have problems, but I'm giving you resources. Again, I will ask our technічна підтримка to give me some address and I will send these materials to you. You don't have to invent a bicycle. Take materials, try. До Телеграму. I will send to технічна підтримка, to Telegram. How can I find you? Як я можу вас знайти? От скажіть мені зараз. Як мені знайти вас? Що мені печатати зараз? От Telegram. Що це? Ви Study, колектив ГІМ. Як мені знайти зараз нашу групу? Ага. Бачу. От дивіться. Я надсилаю це нашій технічній підтримці. Просто зараз. Ні, це не воно. Ага, файли я не зможу надіслати. Це мені як треба зробити? Архівом. Я знаю.
Додайте до архіву.
Я ж хотів сказати, що я не можу вам відіслати, але я можу додати їх в архів. А що вони не хочуть?
Змініть назву.
А воно десь надійшло мені чорт зна куди. Зараз, десктоп нехай буде. Добре. Ти диви.
Введіть назву архіву та...
Архіву? Що ви маєте на увазі? Яку назву мені ввести?
Припустимо 1, 2, 3.
Добре. Диви, які вони, До речі, я вам можу зараз надіслати загадки. Я ще не казав вам, тут загадки, які можна теж якісь десь смішні. You would like to view the detailed review? No. Не потрібен detailed review. Окей. Так, і куди він мені оце надіслав? Де мені це шукати?
На робочому столі, я так думаю.
Зараз. Оце 1, 2, 3, да?
Так.
Це ніби воно. Ага, тут 154 мегабайти. Тобто потребує певного часу, мабуть. Окей. So, if you want to try these materials, they will be here in Telegram. And як ви надішлете нашим учасникам її?
Посилання на Google диск.
Посилання буде... А де їм знайти це посилання?
Якщо буде час зараз у чаті та під записом, коли він буде.
А де знайти цей запис?
Потім розішлють посилання на запис усім учасникам.
О, добре. Тобто або у чаті, якщо зараз залишите, скільки потрібно буде часу? Ще хвилини 3-4, коли загрузиться, да?
Так, коли завантажиться, пару хвилин.
І тоді можна буде взяти. Окей. You're welcome. I was trying to make it interesting. Окей, good. Якщо хвилину там завантажується, I would like to give you my main principles. Які в мене принципи, коли я вчителюю. So, we have 3 participants. Є teacher, є students, and material. The teacher equally respects strong and weak students who come to your lesson to work. Equally understand. Active participation. All the students take part at the lesson 4-5 times. Simple, understandable tasks. Make them believe they can do it. Тобто, навіть слабкі студенти у кількох англійських словах можуть дати вам відповідь. Be an icebreaker. Будьте самі тим, хто розломить лід. If you give a task, give a good example or do it yourself first. Use the tasks that weak, middle and strong students can do, each on their own level. Тобто, такі завдання підбирайте, які можуть робити всі, слабкі і сильні. Commenting, describing, giving viewpoints, matching, etc. Encourage students' participation. Тобто, не виправляйте всі помилки. Don't correct all the mistakes during basic training. It may kill their self-esteem. Just a couple of main ones. Of the main ones. Or you risk to discourage students. Of course, it depends on your activity. Звичайно, це, якщо ви робите тест якийсь, то виправляти потрібно все. And 5 short tasks are better than 1 long task. Change activities, avoid boredom. Тобто не потрібно, щоб наші уроки ставали нудними. Variety of tasks is key to maintaining interest. And classroom English. Don't forget about classroom English. Speak to your students in English. How are you today? Let's get started. If I remember right, last time we wind up. Всі мої студенти знають wind up. Закругляйтесь. Я їм навіть показав це відео з How to lose a guy in 10 days when American boss was showing like this. We show like this, stop it, and they show like this, wind up. Закругляйтеся. So, технічна підтримка. Що там в нас? Завантажилось? Ніби завантажилось. Я бачу, 154. Тобто його можна у Telegram надіслати нашому...
Ще хвилинка буде
Ну, ще хвилинка ми почули. Так, що ще я можу вам сюди надіслати? Ще одна річ, про яку я хотів сказати. Дивіться, я вам пришлю. Мої студенти теж, і студенти університету це люблять, і школярі. Word order. От, технічна підтримка, до речі, нам надіслали. Це завідуюча кафедрою, дзвонить, як там ви справи. Ще не закінчив. Все нормально. Подивіться, вам надіслали файли, а я вам ще надішлю word order, порядок слів. Покажіть своїм студентам, з яких слів складається фраза англійською. Subject, predicate, object. Підмет, присудок. Навіть російською, ви знаєте, студенти різні. I like summer. Потім поясніть, що таке обставина. I like summer at the beach. Тобто дуже просто, а потім хай вони самі зроблять такі речення. Підмет, присудок, додаток, обставина. І вони потихеньку почнуть з вами розмовляти. І нагадуйте їм, remind them all the time that in English we have word order. So, now you have технічна підтримка. Do you see it in the chat? Бачите, в чаті технічна підтримка, і там можна буде взяти ці матеріали. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. I hope that some of my tasks, some of my ideas will be used at your lessons. Again, nearly all the tasks I have shown you are made up by me. That's why no worries about plagiarism. No one will say you anything. Make your lessons more interesting. And if you have webinars, if you are presenters, give me a shout. I will join your webinars with pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Have a nice day.
Классные лекции. Вообще.